napaka-exciting ng M8 na magaganap na yan. But guys, let's go back to MPL Philippines. Pwede nyo bang imbitahan ng ating superfans na panoorin ng inyong match sa SOL?
Iniimbitahan po namin lahat ng MPL fans po na manood po sa mga games namin sa MDL. Doon po sa MDL Philippines po. Sa all platforms po, yun po.
Maraming salamat, Team Fuego. At patuloy lang ang panonood dito sa action dahil mamaya ay maghaharap ng Team Philippines. Guys, stay tuned sa MPL Philippines Season 18.
你家人我哋計咗部車抽啊嘛，咩呢部？你應該你報問都俾嘛咯嘅，撈拉唔撈拉成，見呢個得啊，好吧，ဒီဘက်ကလည်းမှာတက်လာ။ကျွန်တော်မလေးရှားပွဲဂိမ်း3လေးကြည့်ပြီးတော့မှပဲအေးစင်းနိုင်ခွက်လောက်လေးနော်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဂိမ်းလေးပါလေးဆော့တော့မယ်။တို့ဂိမ်းဆော့ပြမှာ။ဒီနေ့နှစ်ပွဲလေးဆိုတော့ပါပါ။ဒီကနေ့ပုံမှန်လုပ်ပြီးမှတော့တဲ့။လုံးလိုင်းဘူးလား။ပြီးတော့တက်တာဟုတ်ပါဒီဘက်ကလည်းမှာတက်လာကျွန်တော်မလေးရှားပွဲဂိမ်း3လေးကြည့်ပြီးတော့မှပဲအေးစင်းနိုင်ခွက်လောက်လေးနော်
items like Rockji needed to whip out his lane, and that's exactly what he got.
Yeah, and I'm surprised as well because initially Nako was completely zoning him out of the goal lane. That's why I was saying that, hey, maybe Invictus should help Rockji just a little bit. But they had faith, they believed that we're going to focus on the opposite sides. We're going to win these team fights, and then Rockji can join. Getting that initial snipe onto Nako as well was a big opening point to enable him to start walking around the map with his squad.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were looking for. Especially like once you get the Trinity build ready to go, that's when now you actually have the damage. Fortunately, Nako didn't, he was close, he didn't get himself over the edge. But you noticed, right? Nako, despite everything, doesn't go for early attack speed or like rupture. Instead, goes to try to get the extra R, so he's able to actually throw out more abilities so that he can build up onto his passive. As many times as he does auto, as much time as his trades, gets a couple of those bones back. When he does get those bones, it eventually stacks to the late game where he becomes that monster that we all know and love from this.
That's the game plan for Vamos with this draft, right? They're not trying to win early, they're not trying to force fights, they're trying to delay fights as long as possible so that Eric can keep spamming Hanekage, so that Eric can keep spamming Hanekage out, get the Thunder Belt. So may as well go for that cooldown reduction so that your marks are not participating as well. But yeah, big weakness, you're not as strong early.
Yep, now we also look at some more stats here. Rockji being carry alongside is the rich guy, 793. Not a bad score so far, but we're looking for those who go above and beyond. Let's see him actually get to the 800s. He wants to look at that internationally, but I don't think their plan was for him to double lane in the first place. It is, we play down on bot side, try and win down that lane. Once you get 3 items, we team fight.
They put him in the top lane because he's less likely to be threatened by a barrage, and they just happen to get a windfall of the Spirit Destruction snipe, and then after that is like, I guess I don't really need to be in lane anymore.
Yep, he got unlocked, and that's the perfect plan, especially for the composition of what you're trying to do. Which begs the question, whether our following game, is this going to be the issue? Is it always going to be, we're waiting on the map before we can item line anymore, whether this Rafa is... He got unlocked, that's the perfect
thing. So, I mean, this was not Flying Cloud, right? It was broken walls. They still pick the Raphael. It's basically, you see a Beleric, Rafa is a very strong possibility. We already talked about how well they work together. You've got like the healing, the mobility that helps out Beleric, and then you can combo the Holy Baptist and Rapid Riot together. Even better this time since you also have Throne of Ruin to follow up on them. Cast people, they can never move.
It's hard. It's very, very difficult to move, and more so, and you can all of that damage, especially in the early stages of the game, which unfortunately for Vamos didn't go the way that they were opting to go for. But let's look at this particular clip here first, right? Because as we start this game, we're going to see exactly why this team was a bigger issue later down the line, right? There we go. Wait, let's pull it 5 seconds back.
Unlucky, actually.
If you look very closely, it looks like I keep having to pull it back. I think Rochi, he just timed it well, right? Yeah, he literally dashed in front of it, purified it to save his boy. Rochi deserves MVP just for that alone.
That's not luck, that was planned. The fact that he already had his finger ready to press the purify, because you can't purify once you're Ethan. It's only during the animation. So that was 100% intended.
100% intended. As we see the game actually progress, right? Now that they've already punished the flicker that is welcome, then look at the direction that they all decided to go into, right? Year 3 was already in the back, hitting as many targets as possible, and even takes the shot from the Hunter bone. At that stage, I think that's where the mistakes had already been made, right? Waits the Hunter bone out, immediately goes for the ult into the back line, and that goes as possible. He's zoned from his fight, leaving Air 4-4 to be wide out in the open because of where he positions his body. I think this is the issue as well when you're dealing with this Hanzo. There's one of two ways to actually protect your Hanzo. Either A, you walk together from the direction of his body, or when you peel away, you peel a completely separate direction from his body. It's one when you're dealing with this Hanzo. There's one of two ways to actually leaving your boy out in the open.
Yeah, there's portions of the draft that aren't.
His body, or when you peel away, you peel a completely separate direction from his body.
It's not the same as the Uranus or